Ads. Guys, just download Pi. It's a free Google Chrome extension.
They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down. No, got this whole view to myself. Yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself. I had to prove to everybody else. I had to set them straight. I had to boss. I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate,
Burn Live, y'all. Marijuana keeping you connected. Hashtagging these red eye, changing the view with iRed, keeping underage smoking off of social media, definitely killing myself for your entertainment, sitting here with friends and family, starting a cannabis session. Welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Whenever time you're watching this, I appreciate people tuning in to the Burn Live show. I know it's been a minute since I've been live. I've been going through some things just like anybody else. Just like anybody else, been going through some things and had to clear some things out. But definitely want to get back to the Burn Live tradition of bringing you content, bringing you shows, bringing you value. I do got special guests coming on. I do got a new segment to where we're going to talk about marijuana news on the first beginning, where I really want to open up. I'm going to have a guest on. But hey, how you doing? My name is Michael. I'm Burn Live. My name is Capiche. I host a Burn Live show. I'm smoking on some good blueberry muffin weed. THC levels of 33%. Smokes very smoothly. Very high in terpenes. Good for hunger. Good for munchies. Good for things like that of that nature. Very excellent to taste and stuff like that. That's what I want to start doing with my guests when they come on in the beginning, making sure that everybody get a nice little intro. How you doing? What's up? What you been up to? Especially for my regulars that come on. Hey, how you doing? What's been up to? Just shoot out 2-3 minutes of what you're doing. Probably try to waste a good 7 to 15 minutes on the intro. How you doing? What's been going on? Uh, Little news that's been going on in Las Vegas or whatever state that they're from, because I have Las Vegas, South Carolina, North Carolina, different states up in here rocking with. And that's what I'm going to do for beginning. And then after that, I'm going to always and try my best, unless it's a special segment. But I'm going to definitely try to always open up my shows after the intro with marijuana news and discussions that we can go over. Basically, I'm going to hit somebody with the news. We're going to watch the news, and then we're going to give our reaction. Most of the news coverage that people are going to see the first time ever seeing it, they're not going to have to basically on the videos as much as I am, which 9 out of 10 most people are not. I'm going to be up on my videos, spreading the word and stuff like that, getting things together.
Yo,
Yo,
assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Kuna Matata.
What's going on with your pimp juice?
Nothing much. So, like I was just explaining before you came on, I really want to start opening up the shows of giving people 2 to 3 minutes of introducing themselves and stuff, like what you've been going on, what you smoking on. Um, you might have a word of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Word of the day?
I'm using you. I was going to use you as an example. Like you might come over here and like, hey man, the good day is you know what I'm saying, strength. Or tomorrow you might come on and have a word of the day. Just getting everybody a 2-3 minutes in the beginning.
I like that.
Yeah, you like that? I think
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
I always come with words of the day. I always do that.
I do too.
Just in regular life, I do that all the time. Yeah.
Saying, especially they might not talk as much as some of us, so I know at least to give you the 2 minutes in the beginning to, you know what I'm saying, what is that? What's the word I'm looking for? Break open the ice. You might be shy when you come on here.
Are you going to have some guests today, or?
I sent out to a couple of people. I'm not sure if they're coming on. Every day I tell them, anytime I go live, I'm gonna let people know that I'm going live and stuff like that. I got this one kid who I'm very anxious to get on. I think his off days are the weekends, so I think I'm gonna have to especially do one on the weekends and stuff like
You
that.
want me
I
to,
don't know about
you want me to try to get somebody on?
tonight. Might just be yeah, and just send them the
Okay.
link that I sent you.
All right. Let me see. Cappy Young, he hate Donald Trump, so I could probably put him on there.
You probably put him on there, and then
I got
I'm gonna
somebody else
start.
too.
I'm gonna start off with the shows with marijuana news. This is all news that we're gonna be watching. Gonna be recent, and we're gonna just watch the news and give our reaction. Nobody don't know what we're gonna say. I don't know what we're gonna say. I don't know what these news coverage is gonna say. This is Nevada first regulated cannabis lounge closing. I seen this the other day on Instagram or something about the first smoke lounge out here closing. So this
It's
is
closing.
y'all
Oh wow.
y'all finna watch this and we finna give our reaction. I wanted to see this myself.
Lounge closed indefinitely. We're talking about Thrive's Smoke and Mirrors on Semi.
Sasha. To Thrive Smoke and Mirrors was the first of two state-sanctioned public
It's
marijuana
skipping real bad. Is that me or is that you?
consumption lounges that were launched back lounge for now.
Especially if you're in a legal space, if the city, if it's bringing money to the city, then why not have like that, the ability to give, you.
The future of Thrive Smoke and Mirrors Lounge represents a slow rollout of Nevada's cannabis consumption lounge licensure program, which was approved by state legislators back in 2021.
That I'm from a state where you can't really do it like that, so to come out here and be able to do it on your own leisure, very nice.
It would be nice to have a little lounge area to kick back.
For outdoor areas, I do appreciate if they allowed us to smoke out.
And our reaction. I definitely agree with the people that was up there. We do need more smoke lounges out here. What I don't like is the limited regulations of how many lounges can be out here in Nevada. Nevada, we're here to make money. This is one of the most, I think, the third most capitalist city in America. And y'all limiting people to make capitalism or, you know what I'm saying, supply and demand. There's a high supply for people to go somewhere, especially in Nevada, chill, without worrying about the police looking over their back.
Yeah, it's like, why make it legal if y'all are trying to like stop us from smoking everywhere? Like, let us smoke everywhere. Y'all made it legal. We should smoke wherever the fuck we want to smoke. Let us get a lounge. Let us smoke in the club. Let us smoke in the bar, in the restaurant. We should be able to smoke anywhere we want to.
They don't let cigarette smoke anywhere you want to.
Well, it's legal, so just who cares? So bad, too bad. Y'all made it legal. We should be able to smoke anywhere we want to. Y'all shouldn't
smoke on a public bus.
Probably not where places where it's like, a lot of people to where it's like enclosed where everybody else getting high. But outside, you should have no problem smoking.
Public park.
Public park, you can smoke like a motherfucker. You should be able to smoke. Yep. When you go swimming at a pool, you can light up at the pool.
Niggas gonna be dumping all ashes up in that mug.
I mean, they gonna just, have it. People could keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to keep clean. Yeah, but smoke wherever you want to. You really supposed to be able to. I think you should be able to smoke in your car too. Like you by yourself in your car, you smoking, that should be cool.
I think I'm with you on that. I think it should not be against the law to smoke in your car. I think that's definitely dumb because it's your car, your vehicle, you pay for it. And whatever consequences that you deal with the police after the matter that you smoked, it should be on you because you should choose.
Yeah, if you like crash or do something, that's on you. Then it's a problem. But if you just driving, you just smoking, it shouldn't be no issue. You should be able to smoke in your house, in your apartment. You should probably smoke in the casino. We should be able to smoke in the casino. You can smoke cigarettes in the casino. And then niggas be just tripping off the smell. Like you should never trip off the smell. Especially if I didn't smoke here, you for sure shouldn't trip off the smell. That should be the last thing niggas trip off.
If they trip off the smell, then just let us dab. Let us dab. Let us dab. I don't think you okay. Now, I don't think you should be able to dab at the tables.
At the crab table?
Nah, at no crab tables, 21 stuff like that. I don't think you should be able to dab because
yeah. But if you sitting at a slot machine, yeah, you should be able to. If you sitting at a slot machine, you should be able to be getting that and get your good puff on.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga, yeah.
You know how many times the lady don't come around anyway and don't give you your drink?
Man, I should be able to pull out a blunt and fire up since you taking so long with the drink.
And I believe that'll make people spend more too, because you know what I'm saying? The theoretic theory of sit on peace couch, I'm getting stuck, I'm just sitting here not doing nothing. Let me smoke. I'm really gonna get stuck. I'm gonna be stuck on the seat. I might throw another 20 in.
Yeah, you're gonna be sitting there for a minute. Facts. Yeah, let us smoke in the casinos. We should have no problem smoking in the casinos. You know,
I believe there's a nice percentage of people that they're missing out on not dealing with people smoking in casinos. I agree with that.
And going back to the lounges, we should be able to open up our own smoke lounge. We shouldn't have no crazy regulations. It's already legal. Let me open up a little spot. Let me blow in that bitch, and y'all don't say nothing. Like, let us set up some chairs and some tables, and yeah, get your mind right.
Right. I think because like I went to Denver, bro, and I went to 2 different smoke lounges. No, I'm not trying to put the card. I'm not trying to do the race card or nothing. This is not about the race card. But I will admit, the vibes at a black-owned smoke lounge was. I enjoyed the vibe way more than the white smoke lounge.
I mean, anytime yeah. I mean that.
I'm just keeping it 100.
Because of the music. The music might be better.
The music was about the same. It was the lighting was better. It wasn't in a black lounge. It wasn't too bright. It was dark, but it was light enough at your table or where you was at. Mm-hmm. It was just enough for you to break down, roll up, and chill. It was enough space to where you couldn't hear nobody's conversation. The black lounge, okay, this was the difference. Now that I'm thinking more, the black lounge had more to do. Mm-hmm. He had his 4 section off, and it was more to do. He had your gaming over here. He had your Ataris and arcade games, and then he had your table games, your Monopolies, and your skips and stuff in a whole nother section. And then he had a nice little bar for people to go chill. I'm like, dog, just different vibes.
Have you been to the lounges out here?
Huh?
Have you been to a lounge out here? A weed lounge?
I've been to a lounge out here, but it was technically not a smoke lounge.
No, have you been to a smoke lounge? There's only a few. I've
been to one where they allow us to smoke.
I'm talking about a real smoke lounge. Like they got one at the New Woo. It's hella dope. You should check it out. The New Woo. And they got one at Planet 13. I haven't been in that one, but I've been in the new one a few times. It's hella cool.
It's hella clean.
Yeah, you go up there, you smoke weed. Like one day, me and my partner went up there, and they had a comedy show and everything. So we up in there sitting there smoking weed, drinking weed drinks, watching the comedy show, just getting lit in there. It was fun. Yeah,
That
Newell,
was cool.
North Las Vegas is lit. Uh, and then they got like a little sitting area, so where say you can see the strip, so you can sit outside and smoke weed and see the strip. It's kind of cool. I like it. I go there often when I'm bored. I don't really like to go to clubs, but I will go to a smoke lounge
Yeah,
and get my mind right.
I
You know what I'm
feel it. I
saying?
feel it.
Sit up in the corner and be lit,
Uh-oh.
man. By myself, it'll be a party.
What's up, Bookface?
What's the deal,
What's the deal, bro?
bro?
Oh yeah, just a shout out to everybody. We is live on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. We're back. We're back spreading out the love and joy of the show on different platforms all at once. Just want to give y'all a shout out. I know how people on Rumble that watch my show feel like they get ignored because I don't see y'all views for real. I do apologize. Thank you, Ricky Scott, for liking the video. Now moving on to the next video. I think this is healthy, so we finna get into a little healthy, y'all.
Where the drug has been legalized. A study in Canada published in JAMA found that rates of cannabis edibles used increased among students in grades 7 to 11 in areas that legalized the drug. At the same time, rates of use dropped in areas that did not legalize cannabis. More patients are becoming comfortable with an AI being a part of their medical care. A study by the Radiological Society of North America found 71% of patients were okay with AI interpreting their mammograms along with a human radiologist. However, less than 5% of people said they were comfortable with an AI alone interpreting their mammogram. And doctors at the Cleveland Clinic say people.
Okay, so which one of those topics you liked it?
I'm just a little confused. I'm not shameful. I think that's a cool idea that people want to use AI because you know what I'm saying, it's supposed to be smarter. But people of my era, I'm 40 years old. So my 80s and 90 babies. Y'all grew up watching the Terminator and y'all said that, oh, the Terminator's real and yeah, we don't want this. But yet again, we sit up here and let AI take over a lot of things that go on in our everyday lives for us to so-called be scared of smart intelligence taking over. It weirds me out, but then I'm like, okay, I see that how things in a positive way started out positive, and then later on down the road, 150 years down the road, is gonna be negative. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Like, y'all watch the Terminator. I agree with you, bro, because we didn't watch the Terminator. We loved it. It's all at Universal Studios. Why would we start making robots after watching that? I Am Robot. Well, it's like, why? We know the robots are going to get smart enough and attack us. So why even make them? Like, that's the dumbest shit in the world. Why do we need robots for? I don't think we need robots. We don't need AI either. I don't think we need AI. Why do we need that? Like, use your own brain, study, research, read a book. We don't need no AI. We don't need robots. We don't need AI.
Because man always looking for a challenge. Mankind is always looking for a challenge.
What man is looking for that challenge? It's a certain type of man looking for that challenge.
Bad kind.
No. Mankind, that's like the Illuminati or the 1% type of people doing that. Because the regular people, we don't care about no robot. You care about having a robot? You want a robot?
Yeah.
For what?
I want a Tesla car.
Okay, I said a robot. You just went to the Tesla car. I said a robot. That's a car.
Robot is same difference.
A robot. A robot.
Yeah, that's a maid. That's something.
So you ready to fight your robot like Terminator? You ready to fight it?
Like iRobot, Will
Yeah, you're
Smith.
gonna. Yeah, that's you. That's gonna be you. You're Will Smith.
I'm
Think about it, bro. We don't need no fucking
I'm thinking
robots.
about it. I'm thinking about it before I just answer. I'm thinking before I just answer.
You already
I'm
did.
really
You already said, yeah, you want a robot. You can't take it
yeah,
back.
because I ain't gonna lie to you.
So
I'm
the
ready.
robot is gonna be trying to make you clean up after a while. It didn't got so smart.
Stuff
It's
like
telling
that.
you to go wash the dishes.
I don't think AI and stuff like that AI take over ain't gonna be for another 50 years from now.
It don't matter. We don't need to start it now. What we starting our failure for? Why we can't make humans smarter? Why don't niggas start reading and working on our IQ level? Why we can't work on our IQ? When the last time we tried
Okay,
to
so
work on
Elon Musk,
our intelligence?
Elon got a chip to go inside the brain.
We don't need a chip either. We just need to utilize our whole brain. Do you know that we only use a small percentage of our brain? We need to learn how to use the rest of our brain before we start using chips and robots and stuff we can't control. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to control the human body first. And that's what I'm saying. That's the secret society, Bilderberg, 1% Illuminati. That's who putting this on us. Nobody said, let's get a robot. I can't wait to have a robot. Nobody ever said that. That's them putting robots on us. That's them putting AI on us.
The idea of
they putting that out there for us.
Okay, so I'm with you.
So it's like we should be smart enough to know like that never works out. A robot is gonna eventually get smart enough, get smarter than us, and want to take over. We know that. We gonna be the new slave.
Okay, this is just my argument. I'm still with you. I agree with you, but this is just my argument. We have technically no proof of that. It's just our idea of
We
thought.
watched the Terminator. That's our proof. You didn't watch Terminator, bro? 1, 2, 3, 4. They got a lot of Terminators out.
I got a lot of Terminators.
Start networking, organizing. It's for the future of life to offer liberty, safe, and right, not to take her away. What? Man, what? Start networking, organizing. It's for the future of life to offer liberty, safe, and right, not to take her away. I don't know what he's talking about.
Saying instead of us basically agreeing with you. I think
he didn't say that. I don't know what he's talking about. He said start networking.
Listen. I listened to how you broke it down, and I remember what you said. Instead of AI, we need to network and organize our future. So you need to organize our future without AI, just like what you're saying. They just didn't have that.
Okay. Well, he didn't say without AI, so
man. Like
I got you. So that makes more sense. Without AI, we need to just network and organize it as human beings. You know what I'm saying, to offer liberty, safe, and did not take her
because what we believe is liberty is part of our freedom. Liberty is getting away from those who are the 1% who has power over us.
No, that's we could never get away from them. What do you mean?
But that's what I said. The definition of liberty, the meaning behind liberty.
Well, guess what? We ain't never been libertized because for the people who get high. I don't know what Carl's talking about, man. Carl, what you talking about, man? For the people who get high.
I mean, marijuana groups need to organize. Only way we need to organize more is
for the people
is to make sure. This is my standards from what that is, to make sure that the government do not federally regulate marijuana. We do not want marijuana federally regulated. We don't. You do not. I repeat, you do not want marijuana federally recognized or regularized or even taxed. You don't. You really don't.
country. Smoking weed. Carl just saying random stuff, man.
So back to the loud, just smoking weed. It did like what you said for the AI part, because that thing was by AI. It helped. It helped the part.
Man, we can't even smoke weed on the inside. Why we need robots for?
What do you mean we can't smoke on the inside?
I'm just saying we just talked about certain places that we can't smoke weed at. It's like can we become human first before we figure out robots? We ain't even figured ourselves. We can't even figure out where we smoke weed at. So we can't figure out the robots. We don't even know where to smoke weed at. You know what I'm saying? We can't figure out no robots. You know what I'm talking about? For real. We're going too far.
This is the problem with speeding up regulating weed. We wanted it so fast, but we didn't think about that. You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed in public. It's such a downgrade that you don't want to smoke weed in public, but a state like Nevada, Las Vegas, where we're at, where they definitely don't want you smoking weed in the rooms. You need places for people to smoke weed. I'm totally with you. And I'm just saying that so my audience know where we're at. So people that feel like they're lost, don't be lost. This is where we're at.
Man, listen, man. Is the robots gonna be smoking weed?
I don't care.
You cool with the robots smoking weed too?
I don't care. Who cares?
They're gonna be hot, you know. We got get some rights. We got get some rights. Carl's throwing me off. We got get some rights.
That boy high.
Yeah, Carl, you lit. Carl, join us. Let's send the link to Carl. Let's see what he got to say. Carl, do you want to come on?
There you go.
We would love to have you, Carl. Can we send you the link, Carl? Or you can clarify what you're saying, because you're smoking like me, man. Let's bring Carl up.
See if you want to come first.
Mm-hmm.
Any boxing? Any?
Oh, boxing? Like some boxing topics?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I do want to throw this little fight get together. Next month on the 2nd, you got
That's that fight in New York?
Yes, the fight in New York is hella tight because they shut down Town
How do I know
Square.
about it? Come on, boy. You can't tell me that I don't be keeping up with shit, dog.
Yeah, they shut down Town Square and having a boxing match right in the middle of Town Square.
So it's gonna be outside. Oh, it's gonna be outside.
It's gonna be outside in the middle of Town Square. Yeah.
Okay. I see how they're gonna try to change the game.
Yeah, they changing it. It's because the dude Turkey Al Sheikh from Saudi Arabia, he got a lot of money, so he can pay for stuff like that. He like super trillionaire, billionaire, trillionaire dude.
Yeah, but let's think about don't take this too personal. I know you're a boxer fan, and I'm on the outside looking in. But you got to think about how to draw attention back to boxing, how to get people like me that's not so much of a fan back into boxing.
Yeah, so that's what he trying to do. That's why he shut down Times Square, you know?
I think that was a nice start.
Yeah, he rich and he's smart. He's smart. He doing his thing. But they gonna have Devin Haney fighting. So these are gonna be a lot of major fights because these are usually.
Think I could bring up the interview? You think they hit me with that interview at least to show the people?
Oh, yeah, you could pull it up.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I know this is off subject, people. I gotta just do something for him. Do you see up in your right hand corner that it says add your own stream, like your line?
You telling that to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. You should be able to, it should say on the right hand to add like your streaming services to it. Are you on your phone? Hold on.
I'm on my tablet.
Yeah, it should say that.
It don't though.
It be right up there where it be in stream at.
It don't. I can show you what my screen look like. Watch this. Did I get that picture? That's what my screen look like.
What's those words above by symbol?
There's no word.
Public.
That's like
It's
my
not even
battery.
public.
It don't say nothing right there. It's my battery. It's nothing right there.
That's crazy. Hold on. Do you have an account with StreamYard? Did you log into your account and under StreamYard?
I don't know.
You did not. I bet you that's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. To then do what? To
Then you can go live on like your Instagram, your Facebook page, and stuff like that too.
let me see. Last
Spread
time
the audience.
Yeah, cause I got man. You see my my Instagram page? I got so many followers on there. Almost 8,000 followers.
You ready?
Wait a minute. Why you want me to try to add
I
it, bro?
think I can show this. What you say?
You want me to try to add it?
I think I got a video I can add. I think about going back and doing those cop cams. I ain't did that in a minute.
Oh, that was wild.
I'll probably do that in the second half of the show. I don't know how long you be on or whatever, but I'll probably do that in the second half. So yeah, talk box, and then I'm gonna just roll this. I'm gonna mute it.
Okay, so let me say this right here.
Cause this is them.
Let me say
Definitely,
this
this
right
is
here.
in New York.
Okay, so here we have Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying, versus Rolly Romero. I actually put my money on Rolly Romero. I don't like Ryan Garcia because I think he racist. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he like black people. So Ryan Garcia, and he's a cheater as well. He cheated against Devin Haney. See, there go Devin Haney. That's Ryan Garcia. He cheated against him. He used steroids to win. So I'm not a fan of Ryan Garcia. He's just a cheater, man. He be lying, and I want Rolly to knock his ass out. Then we got this is Ryan Garcia. We don't really need to hear him too much. Yeah, he cheated on steroids, bro. He takes steroids. He cheated.
Yeah, you're not hearing nobody. It's just some in the background.
Yeah, so Ryan Garcia, he cheated against Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney was really the best. He was the undisputed.
The little bit that I know is after that steroids event, he went on the PBD podcast and did an interview because that's where he did his little tour try to claim his innocence.
Yeah, but he tested positive for steroids, so he was positive. So it's nothing that he can say besides he said he didn't know it was in the system. That's all he can say. That's all he said. Like, oh, I didn't know. Somebody gave it to me, and he don't know who gave it to him. That's what he said. So you're just lying. Lying Ryan. And then we got Devin Haney fighting Jose Ramirez. David Haney go put his hands on him. That's gonna be a good fight. And then you have Jose Ramirez, Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, Rolly versus Ryan, and then you got Teofimo Lopez versus Barboza. That's gonna be real
He
interesting
put
right
on
there.
down here.
That's gonna be real interesting. What was that? So that was gonna be a real interesting fight.
Fighter that's gonna fight. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, get the word so that people can find becoming a political power. Be a leader to organize. There are 4 parts of the organization. Freedom fighters they put in. Okay, let me read this out loud for everybody. So it says, Carl wrote, "Y'all get the word out. The people getting high are becoming a political power. Be a leader. Help organize. There are 4 parts of organization." He says we have freedom fighters. They put in the time and energy. We have soldiers who fight with their words. All political powers have soldiers. We have their partiers. They enjoy the freedom. We win. The volunteers. They are hope for our freedom. It's now here is one of the network to being a part of the organ. I don't know what Carl talking about. I still don't. It's not catching the subject because we talking about we talking about AI. Now we talking about boxing. Carl, what is you talking about?
Carl wants to have a political party in the marijuana industry. He wants the marijuana industry to be his own political
He
party.
don't say that though. He said
He
people
said that
getting
you
high.
read that in the beginning.
I know, but it's like, what is you want to do? What you want to have political power, be a leader, help organize. There are 4 parts of organization. Carl, I think you're very high right now, and I want to know what you're smoking on because I'm smoking on some fire. What you pull Carl up, man? Carl, I want him to explain that because I want to talk about that. I want him. I wish he would come up and he don't need no camera. He could just come on with volume, right?
All he gotta do is say yes. He'll come on. Yeah, he can turn off. He don't have to put on his camera.
Yeah, you don't have to turn on
Yet
the camera.
again,
But
I
I would like for
do.
him to break down what he's talking about.
My understanding of this is I'm gonna leave it up for the audience to see. I appreciate everybody tuning in to the Burn Live Show. I got my boy 7 Days in the building. I'm your host, Capiche in the building, and we do this. But I heard a guy who told me that other countries have more than one political party out there. It's more than just 2. Other countries have like 3 or 4 political parties. And, here is only really 2. You may got your third one, but, they have never won nothing true indeed with your independence. And so what if Carl is really one of the small few that's like, okay, you got that party, but now we finna come with the Green Party.
So we got a high part, a getting weed party. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. A getting high. So we gonna go to the White House.
Hold
Everybody
on.
smell like weed.
Wait a minute. If you strategize it and if you say it correctly and if you put it in political terms, you're gonna be. Unfortunately, you're gonna be just like independent, but yet again, you can start another party. You want freedom. You want freedom. Just like, okay, it's the same difference if this was a person that was saying starting another black political party.
That's different. We talking about a flower. We ain't talking about a person, people.
But you're also talking about a flower that you talking about
a flower party. We're gonna have a flower party. We're gonna bring pounds of weed and everybody come in. We're gonna convince the judge to get high with us.
Let me try to get a little serious for you just a second. Let me try. If I don't succeed, I don't succeed. But let me just try. The marijuana industry, far as financial aid and what it can provide can stand up with damn near any competition out there. For as tech, Apple, Tesla, you see what I'm saying? Any major company, Walmart, any company out there, the marijuana industry by itself can't compete. So you know
But
what I'm
that's a
saying?
business. That's not a political party. Your mic went off. That's not a political party. That's a product.
That's a product. But yet again, inside a product are people who have political ideas.
They're high. All they want to do is eat and shit.
And see
Get
that,
rich.
and that's why I started this podcast right here, because of that mindset that people got of us. I don't like.
What,
And
that
it
y'all
gets
just
on
want to
my
get
nerves
high
that
and eat?
people look at us just like y'all don't do nothing but just, you know what I'm saying? They
I
look
mean,
at us
that
as any other drug out there on the market.
I
And
mean,
that
that's what it is. That's like saying we're gonna have an alcohol party. Like, that makes no sense.
but yet
How are you
again,
gonna
that
make how you gonna have an alcohol party?
alcohol make political points and move. Yet again, hear me out before you just interrupt me. I'm gonna take the Bud Light incident. Understanding America's product is America's product, and once you taint American product, and we're just getting political and capitalism in the same token, you got to put two in one. So when you put a product that's loved by everybody in America, you know what I'm saying, hated by those who have bad accidents. You see what I'm saying? You get what okay? You can have people that say, hey, I want this regulated because it'll help my product grow. It'll help this grow. It'll help America grow. Right now, number one in America industry of the world is America. In the marijuana, yeah.
I mean, I get what you're trying to say, but it's still a product, and it's
It's still
still
a
just a
product. But
flower
yet
you
again,
sell.
if your product make enough noise, just like guns, just like
I mean, you
alcohol.
can sell weed around the world. Is that what you're trying to say? Sell it around to
I'm
different
not trying
people
to sail around the world. I'm just saying what he's trying to say is in a political party, if it was enough of us to start speaking out
to
and
do
speaking,
accomplish what though? Get higher? What are you trying to accomplish?
what I would like, okay, one thing that I'm liking that I was trying to advocate for is I want truck drivers to be able to smoke weed.
Fuck
The
no.
main reason,
Hell no. No.
yeah,
I used to be a truck driver, bro.
okay, hear me out.
Truck drivers
Truck,
shouldn't smoke weed.
why? So they allowed to drink alcohol, right?
No.
They allowed to pop pills.
No, they're not.
Yes, they can.
No, they're not. They get
Yes,
drug
they
tested.
can.
No, they don't. I mean, you can do whatever you
Truck
want to
drivers
do,
don't
but
drink.
you can do whatever you want
Truck.
to do.
Hold on, wait a minute. Time out. They don't smoke weed because they get drug tested for it. They get caught. It's over. But they
You don't
can
supposed to
drink.
be doing nothing, none of that. I mean, like I said, you could break the law, but that
Can
don't mean
truck drivers drink alcohol? Yes or no?
anybody could drink alcohol.
That's not what I just asked you.
Can
You're
they drink
avoiding-
alcohol legally
Yeah.
or illegally?
Legally, they can drink
No.
alcohol. Yes.
No, not when they working. No, they can't.
Okay, that's the difference. Not when they're working, but when
If
they're
they're
off,
at
they can
home and
drink.
they're on it. See, I like I said, you talking to I was a truck driver for 3 years. Have you ever drove a truck before?
Oh my God. Yes.
You drove an 18-wheeler?
Yes, I drove trucks before. Yes.
Which kind?
I
Which
know
kind?
this.
Which kind of truck you
It
drove?
doesn't matter. Let's get to the point because you're going to get off subject. You get off subject. Let's stay on subject. The
Which kind of
subject
truck
is,
you drove?
can a truck driver drink alcohol? Yes. Off duty? Yes. They still are allowed to drink alcohol.
See, you got to understand this, though. Listen, you got to understand something. Okay? Alcohol stays in your system only a short amount of time. Okay, marijuana stays in your system up to 3 months. So when you are a truck,
THCA is the actual system that stays in your
right,
system
it
for
stays in your.
that.
That's what I'm saying. So
So
when you're a
it
truck
doesn't
driver,
matter.
so when you're a truck driver, right, it's easier to get away with drinking alcohol because you can just pee it out your system in the next, you know what I'm saying, day. But
No,
versus
that
marijuana, it
makes
stays in your
absolutely no
system longer.
sense. What made if I would agree
That's
with you if
facts.
you say,
That's
bro, if
facts.
I'm when I get off work, bro, I can have a couple of drinks. I can go to sleep, wake up, and have a good day because alcohol is not in my system.
No,
I get
it
it.
don't
I
work
understand.
like that with truck driving because see, that's what I'm saying. I used to be a truck driver and I understand this. I don't think you was a truck driver, but I used to be a truck driver and it's very dangerous. So for you to be drunk or high, you drunk or you
We're
high
not.
off weed, it's very dangerous on the road. The road, you talking about driving, is very, very dangerous. I'm talking about big 18 wheelers. They heavy, it's windy, it's rainy, it's snowing, it's mountains, it's desert. It's very dangerous. You need to be perfectly sober when you driving a diesel, because it's not just your life in your hands;
Nobody's talking
it's
about
everybody's
while
life
you're
is on your hands.
driving. Nobody's talking about while
That's
you're
what I'm saying.
behind
But if
the
you're
wheel.
drunk, so say if you got drunk
Nobody.
last night,
Excuse me. Once again, we're not talking about while you're driving.
I get you. But if you were drunk last night and you woke up and you still kind of faded, that's illegal.
Boy, so you
If
okay?
if
So
you
you
was
don't go to
high
bars.
last night
So
and
you
then
don't go to bars. So you never been to a bar after getting off work, being a truck driver, and drink.
never.
Never.
You never see truck drivers drinking beers. If you see a truck driver drinking a beer, then everybody think like, oh, he's not a good driver. I drove trucks all across America for like 3 years, almost 4 years, all across America. I went to 40 states. You know what I'm saying? And I drove locally. I drove box trucks. I drove reefers. I drove
So yet again,
hydroponics.
did you go to bars after work?
No, that's not what truck drivers do. Truck drivers don't go to bars after work. We drive 12 hours a day, bruh.
I know.
We drive 11, 12 hours a day. You don't get off work and get drunk because you got to wake right up in the morning
It's
and keep
not
getting to
okay. See, the key word is you saying drunk. I'm saying having
we
a
don't
drink.
have a drink. They don't drink
Boy,
alcohol,
stop
bro.
playing.
I'm telling you that they don't. It's very dangerous, bruh. And then think about you're already tipsy. Say you did it last night. You got off work. You got faded. And you wake up, the effects of alcohol is, first of all, you might oversleep because you got loaded last night. You hella high, you just smoked hella weed, you overslept. You hungry, you got the munchies, you want to keep stopping and eat. You done lost track of where you at because you high, you stuck and shit. You driving a
Who
diesel.
does that?
People that smoke weed and drink alcohol, you look at the fatalities of deaths over the road, bruh. It's a lot, bruh. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you was a truck driver.
If your opinion is opinion, the thing is, when it comes, I'm not saying drinking and driving. That is not what I'm saying. I'm
You
saying
said after they
get
off
most
work, get faded.
when they get off work, they want to wind down. They go get them a
No.
beer.
You know why?
To
You
wind
want to
down.
know why? I'm talking about truck drivers, right? You know why they don't do that? It's
Why?
because you have different type of truck drivers, right? So if you was a truck driver, you would know this. They have over the road truck drivers, right? That's the truck driver that go across states. And then you have local drivers, right? So the local driver, they pretty much drive in the city, or they do like quick routes. So a driver that's over the road, you can't be in Nevada and gotta be in fucking West Virginia, right, in 3 days and stop and get drunk and at the
You
next
keep saying
night,
the word drunk.
or drink or just have alcohol. When you drink alcohol, just drink alcohol. You cannot get off of work, drink alcohol, wake back up, and then keep driving, and it just be cool. It don't work like that. Because what's going to happen is I mean, if you just a real good drunk, you could get away with it, but it's not right because it's so dangerous. And just think about the danger that you're putting on other people, but at the same time, Like I said, you can make mistakes. You can hurt yourself because it's so dangerous of a job. It's not like an easy job everybody can do and everybody just do. No, it's not that. It's a very dangerous job. So truck drivers should never be able to do drugs. I agree with that. I was a truck driver. And guess what? You want to know the truth, Capiche? When I was a truck driver, we did smoke weed while we was driving. But we wasn't supposed to. We wasn't
You
supposed
cut
to.
out. Did nobody hear you?
I said, and when I was a truck driver, I actually did smoke a little weed, but I wasn't supposed to. We wasn't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? We did do that. We did do that. But it's very dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
But yet
For it to be
again,
legal for everybody. You got to be a real smoker like me to be able to handle it. But for
yet
legal for
again,
everybody, no, it's very
hold
dangerous.
on. And see, and this is where I'm gonna have to totally disagree with you because you're, for one, you're being like sort of selfish.
How?
In
I'm
a
saying
way.
it's dangerous to smoke weed while
No,
truck
how you played down on it so bad, but then you like, oh, I. That's a somewhat of a selfish way
I
to
mean, I'm
be.
telling you
I'm
my
just,
perspective. You can call it whatever you want. It's my
I,
perspective. I was
and
really
I'm
a
not
truck
knocking your
driver.
perspective, but yet again, I'm thinking about yet again of everybody that's out there that's on that road, that's
You
out there
wasn't
having
a
a heart
truck
attack.
driver, bruh. You was not a truck driver.
Anyway, can I finish my statement?
You wasn't. You never drove diesels, bruh.
I never drove diesel. No, I never drove diesels. I
I
only
know
drove
you
commercial
haven't.
trucks.
I know you haven't.
But I drove trucks across country,
You
commercial
probably
trucks.
drove a regular truck. You ain't never drove a real truck, a diesel,
Well,
a Mack truck. You ain't never drove a Freightliner. You ain't never drove
no, I
a
haven't.
Peterbilt.
Okay,
So that's what I'm saying. Take it from somebody that really did it, like for real.
but yet
It's
again,
dangerous, bro. It's dangerous.
I have drove trucks across country, and I
Let me
have
ask you
drove
this question.
commercial trucks all across country.
Let me ask you this question.
What?
What job do you think you don't supposed to smoke weed or drink alcohol in? What kind of job you just don't supposed to do that in? That we talk about the political weed party. We stopping the weed smoking this career. Which one should it be? Weed smoke.
Where you just don't do drugs at all, period.
No
Point.
weed. Let's just talk about weed. Just no weed.
Just no weed.
Yeah, just no weed. What job we shouldn't allow smoking weed in? Oh, Carl got some more comments. You ain't putting his comments in. Put his
See,
comments
only type of jobs I could think is like, I don't know.
Put
'Cause
Carl comments in. That's some good comments.
I think everything off work should be almost allowed.
See, no, bruh. That's coming from a person that's a freaking weed head.
And I'm coming from a person that think of people that don't like drinking because yet again, you can drink at almost every job.
Drinking is way more dangerous than smoking weed.
Once you're off duties and stuff like that, but there's certain jobs that you can't even smoke weed off duty, or there's like barely minimum jobs. Secret Service job, you probably can't smoke weed. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's
But
a lot
yeah,
of
then
jobs.
Secret Service, you can drink off duty. I clock out, go home, I can take a drink. I can get a drink.
Sometimes, bro, not all the time. Not all the time. Some of them jobs, they don't want you drinking because I'm telling you, you make mistakes when you're drinking, bro. Drinking is very bad for you. Look at the negative effects about drinking, bro. Drinking is not a positive, good thing for you to be doing at all.
But yet again, I'm looking at can they
And to
do
be
it?
honest with you, smoking weed is not that positive either.
Yet again, I'm not looking at all of that. I'm just looking at can they do it? Yes or no?
Yes. We can do whatever we want to. Yes. We can. If I wanted to, you see this ashtray? If I wanted to drink this ashtray, I can.
No, stop. No. Legally, can I drink after I get off work without getting in trouble? If I go to
truck
work,
driving?
I had a drink last night, and somebody
Okay.
like, hey man, I seen What's Color at the bar. No, if I'm a Secret Service, I am not gonna get in fucking trouble. No,
I don't know that.
no,
I
no,
wasn't
no,
in
no,
Secret
the fuck I'm
Service.
not,
I was never in Secret Service, so I don't know if it's cool or not. But I know
bruh.
truck driving is not cool.
And okay, if that's not cool for you 18 wheelers out there to smoke weed once you get off work
Mm-mm. Or drink.
or drink, which I know I done seen too many of y'all at truck stops.
I mean, they do it. Don't get me wrong. They do it. They do it. Like I said, I did smoke weed when I was driving a truck before. So it does happen. But is it legal? No. Should we be doing it? No, probably not. But we breaking the rules.
But yet again, I don't see nothing wrong with you getting off work because too many of y'all do it. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Well,
Honestly, I don't.
well,
Now,
when you
drinking-
wrap your
now-
truck around a tree, then you know.
Now, yet again, I put the whole scenario up there, and you said wrap your. There's no way you should be wrapping your truck around a tree after you done got off work.
Let me tell you, it's called.
You have to at least sleep for 8 hours because you can't be back on the road for what 8-10 hours after you do a 12-hour shift.
That's what I'm saying. When you wrap your tree around a truck, then say, "Man, I probably should have never been drinking last night." Hey, but you know what? I actually got to run, bro. It was good, man. I'm gonna have to holler at you on the next one, brother.
I think I'm finna get into the political thing now. Yeah. What do I want to get into? Let's see what's in the news. And we are back. Welcome to the Burn Line Show, man. I'm your host, Capiche. This is the Burn Line Show. Man, we used to always just smoke weed and just chill on her and beatbox young kid, but then I started getting, I personally got into political topics. It was just, fascinating for me. And so, I like to hear things like this. Give y'all my opinion.
That's a federal offense, violation of Title 8. Ellie, correct me if I'm wrong. A judge did say a couple years later, I believe 2019, that you can be El Salvador, but you indeed deported somewhere else with no recourse. Doesn't make any sense to me. There are very few countries. Hold on. There are very few countries in the globe. Literally, I looked this up. Very few, numerically speaking, countries that will allow you to violate their immigration laws and say, "Oh well, I'm going to stay because of whatever reason," and then they don't have a recourse to remove you. That just doesn't make any logical sense to most people out there. The guy came into the country in 2011 illegally. That's a federal offense, violation of Title 8. Ellie.
Do anybody out there want safer streets? Or do we understand safer streets? Safer streets. Safe streets. I already can hear some of you thinking, my streets is dangerous. Or my streets is safe. Well, we want safer streets. That's all that this conversation right here is about. Safer streets. If you don't think safer streets is what you is looking for, I beg the difference. We got enough gangs. We don't want gangs that don't have the same American conscience, who don't care about getting locked up, who don't care about being behind bars, who do not care about being deported, and they shouldn't be here in the first place. You got people here who rather wave their flag from another country. All because they was like, oh, America was full of immigrants. Okay, immigration. If we all here to immigrate here, then we all should love here, be American, the flag, and enjoy.
You don't need a second job. You just need to learn how to talk.
Say my name. Get it right. I'm your man.
No matter how educated.
Could Nuvia's dental implants change your life?
I see what's crazy, y'all. No bullcrap. If I was on my phone, be all type of stuff, but I just wanted to try to see how this look going on live and see what type of content they give me. They give me all that bull crap. That's some bull crap. That's crazy. That's crazy. But see, look, it's like I could pick one or two of these. I'm curious about this one. Don Lennon. Let's hear this, y'all.
She left Don Lemon stunned in silence with this response.
And then you have those who are asking for reparations for colonial.
She left Don
for reparations for colonialism. Those are legitimate concerns.
Well, I think you're right about reparations in terms of if people want it, though, what they need to do is you always need to go back to the beginning of a supply chain. Where was the beginning of the supply chain? That was in Africa. When across the entire world, when slavery was taking place, which was the first nation in the world that abolished slavery? First nation in the world to abolish it. It was started by William Wilberforce, was the British. In Great Britain, they abolished slavery. 2,000 naval men died on the high seas trying to stop slavery. Why? Because the African kings were rounding up their own people. They had them on cages, waiting in the beaches. No one was running into Africa to get them. And I think you're totally right. If reparations need to be paid, we need to go right back to the beginning of the pages.
She left Don Lemon.
I don't think I got no black people watching. But why they don't talk about that? You never heard no person come on my show talking about this right here. Never. You hear me talking about it, but you won't hear nobody coming on the show talking about stuff like this. It's too deep. It's too hurtful. They'd rather stay on the light subjects, the light topics of marijuana, and let's stay over there because it won't hurt your feelings. But when you hear stuff like this, like, ooh, who's the first? Yeah, let's talk about the first. Let's talk about who tried to actually free and be free, and stand for freedom.
Up in the clouds.
Like I'm gonna have to start all every time, just go to one. I love watching Piers Morgan debates. We be having some classics. He has some. We can get people up here that disagree just to have a conversation on something. Yeah, man, I think you're going somewhere. I think you're going somewhere. And scared you ain't doing what you want to do.
Is wholeheartedly supportive of Donald Trump. But the one thing that they said, that man knows business.
Republicans
breakdown.
The Republicans
Because it's going to
been
start to
nowhere.
hurt at
The
home.
Republicans have been nowhere all along. This
I
is
know.
consistent behavior for them.
But I always have to remind people that I voted for the man 3 times. This is not what I expected. There's a lot of people smarter than me. Like, literally, I sourced all conservative outlets trying to figure out what
are starting to question whether Trump isn't just erratic, but actually maybe isn't all there. I mean, that's been some of the reporting this week.
Hello, everybody. Guys, let's get right into this panel. Malik talks about his recent experience at the barbershop that we just have to talk about. And Abby says something that was extremely profound to me. So let's get right into it.
It's hard to overstate how extraordinary this last week has been. See if you can follow below. Trump launches a historic tariff war. 185 nations hit with it, including an island with only penguins on it. No one can justify the fuzzy math. The markets tank for days. His voters are panicking. Ditto for CEOs, business owners, politicians, everyone. The Trump administration's explanations are all over the place. His aides deny that it's his aides deny that the tariffs will pause. Then he pauses. His aides claim that the art of the deal is at play. He says no. It's just because people were getting a little quote yippee yappy. And while it'd be a relief to say that the dust has settled on all of this, this magic show, the truth is that the crowd cannot leave. The smoke machine is just getting revved up, and Trump is now bringing out a deck of cards because the United States is still in a massive trade war, despite whatever you hear from the White House, particularly when it comes to China. And
Sound like she's calling out the White House I never heard CNN call out the White House for who they are or what they get from the White House. During the Biden administration, it was everything that you hear from the White House is right, and you got to listen to them. And why would the White House say? And they would phrase it in words like, "Why would the White House like that?" And I have really, over the time, sat back and listened. I do want to finish my journey of 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and stuff like that. I think I'm going to have to do a news clip one by one by one by each to listen to how a news coverage covers a story or how they deliver a story to us does amazes me, how they put it into their perspective instead of being biased and giving us a story and just giving us facts. And that's one reason why I do like the conservative side, because it's not about feelings, it's all about facts. And when you hear somebody really talk, they mostly want to talk from their feelings and feel like they stop. Now, I did talk earlier when it was the weed versus, you know what I'm saying, the drinking and the driving and stuff. I did talk from feelings and use fact, and I didn't have a chance to put the facts in. Bob, I understand. But in this situation, when you got a White House that do drop numbers, statistically drop numbers every day, that's easy to follow. And I'm sorry I haven't been doing my shows on a regular basis, and I'm not. I'm really trying to figure out how to put a new schedule together for 2025, and it's really getting a little complicated for me. But yet again, I'm gonna go live whenever I can.
Economists are still predicting a recession, with this threat of tariffs hanging over our heads in 90 days, or it could be tomorrow. What are we doing here, Gretchen? I mean, this election was about the economy. It was people saying, for the last years, you have not paid enough attention to what it costs to live here. Why would then the president who won on a message that is largely, I'll fix it, come in and then raise prices, maybe throw a bunch of small businesses into bankruptcy, maybe put the country into
Keyword is maybe. So these are things that he's actually done. So if Trump hasn't done these things ain't been doing. She said maybe bankrupt somebody, maybe throw a business off the cliff. Just maybe. I mean, hear that again, y'all. I need y'all to really focus on a deliverance of how they're trying to deliver
largely,
the
I'll
story.
fix it, come in and then raise prices, maybe throw a bunch of small businesses into bankruptcy, maybe push the country off the brink into a recession.
Yeah. If I had the answer to that, I don't know. I'd be worth a lot more than I am. Look, and the price of eggs reached a record high in March as well at $6.72 a dozen. And that was supposed to be, I mean, that was what we heard after this election.
It went down for like a hot second.
Right. But according to Donald Trump, egg prices have gone down 79%. So that is the environment that we are in right now. You're not going to change the hearts and minds of the MAGA voters, even though their 401ks and any other investment is going into the tank. It's the people in the middle probably now questioning a lot why they voted for Donald Trump. He promised tariffs, but he didn't promise taking over Greenland.
I know y'all probably don't watch CNN a lot either, but I know they got a guy that does polls, that does the numbers for CNN. He does the numbers every day. And every day when he does the numbers always say that his approval rate is still going up. So when they try to sell you, the people, because I debate with people every day when they hear this stuff, but this is, now I'm starting to see what they be saying and hearing.
promise taking over Canada. He didn't promise taking over the Panama Canal. And I don't think he promised tanking the market.
I actually love this tariff plan that I think has caused people to be like, what are they doing over there?
Well, you know, so we always, at least for me, a lot of the times when I'm going around and I hear from, you know, they know that I'm coming to CNN, they'll say, conversation. I've been away for a couple weeks, as they have a different haircut. It was the barbershop.
Okay.
I was at the barbershop on yesterday, and it's not like the people in the barbershop were just wholeheartedly supportive of Donald Trump. But the one walked in, it was like they were ready for me to come in. And they literally said, man, what is going on with your mans? And trying to explain to them what happened in this week. I started the week, I was like, I know I'm going to CNN. I'm going to have a lot of good stuff to say, but it is what I can only describe as a very chaotic week. Because you're right, a lot of the things that you pointed out, Donald Trump, they were full-throated. And it was certain that they work. And as we got the little bump, and they say, see, this is what deal making is. This is art of the deal. And then we see a different story. And it is the messaging where you have Donald Trump saying one thing, you may have Carolyn Levitt saying another thing, you may have Lutnick saying another thing, you may have Bessent saying another thing. And Bessent, in his press conference, said that this was all part of the plan. We were going to do this all along. Now, this is before the market tanked the next day. We were going to do this all along because we wanted to see who our partners were. And he specifically said is that if you retaliate, you will be rewarded. What? That's just not how this sort of thing works. And it lets you know that there was no strategy. It was a
Yet again, trying to analyze a person's strategy of how they're making a deal with other countries for tariffs and how other countries that we protect, that we buy more goods than other countries from, going to react to different tariffs, understanding that, hey, America, I want to work with you. Y'all not BSing around. Y'all not bullshitting. That's what type of leadership you want a person to come to. Now, y'all may call it dictatorship. Y'all might call it fashionism. I think I done heard people say stuff like that, but you do got to understand that a person is coming out here and trying to see who they true allies, trying to make it more even, trying to bring jobs to America and factories and businesses, not just businesses like the Biden administration did, and bring federal jobs that's in the federal ministry that don't come out here to the average day workers who not trying to work for the feds. That's one thing they're not going to say and be truthful of when it comes to jobs that they litigated for out there, is that most of these jobs that they was looking at were federal jobs during the Biden administration, when Trump is trying to bring back jobs that's for the average day factory workers, steel workers, in these places that need other things and other ways to make income for their states.
A lot of shoot from the hip. And I say this as someone, I always have to remind people that I voted for the man 3 times. This is not what I miss.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy.
How pathetic. You voted for this guy 3 times, whatever. I would love to go to the barbershop he goes to. Because, guys, as an Hispanic who grew up in a neighborhood that was almost exclusively Black and Hispanics, that haircut was done by a Dominican. As a Dominican, I'm telling you this, which is partly a black person. That's besides the point. That haircut was done by either a Dominican or a black person. Almost.
I didn't know this was somebody else's content. I'm sorry, y'all. Not that I don't like doing, because therefore for one, I don't even know what that is, and I don't have time to be giving other people credit. Just to be honest, just to be upfront, I got 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Yes, it's good enough.
You know, one thing that was definitely different about this weekend's big day of protest against Trump is that this time the protests outlets, but for whatever reason, a couple of weeks ago, that huge day of protest was really kind of played down or just underplayed somehow in the mainstream press. That definitely turned around for the protest this weekend. Headline, New York Times, shame. Protesters nationwide rally again to condemn Trump policies. Thousands of demonstrators rallied at hundreds of events on Saturday to speak out against the president's handling of immigration, civil liberties, job cuts, and many other issues. The Times front page protest photos and protest signs like these ones: for sale, democracy, and resist, if not now, when?
This dream right here, this is that dream I keep trying to tell y'all about, that they keep trying to sell you and me. And how they deliver a story, how they paint the story. Because all the protesting, all of a sudden it's just racism everywhere, just racism everywhere. Everybody just point it out. There. No killings, nobody's hurt, nobody's dying, but it's racism everywhere. I just want y'all to see that. We got a lot of work to do, y'all. A lot of work to do. Got to get back on my Grizzly for Shizzy. It's the Burn Live Show, y'all. Until next time, I promise you, I'll be back. Peace.